sports and combos collide. Authentic, unapologetic, no edits, no cap. Let the convo begin. No cap.
Welcome to the No Cap Sports Show podcast, where sports and combos collide. I am Fredo.
I'm your host, the Cobra.
I'm your host, O-Dog, a.k.a. O.
You already know what it is. It's Big Poem pulling up the red.
Hey, man, what it do, fellas? Long time no see, man.
Yes, sir. Well, welcome back to the panel, big bro.
I know, man. I mean, I feel honored and privileged, man, to be amongst, you know what I'm saying, greatness here, man.
Yeah, man. Make me feel like that scene when Eddie Kane Jr. was trying to get back with the group, and he opened up this trench coat like, dang.
There's a lot about saying with on Eddie Kane.
Days like this, I wish.
Hey man, we had to take last week off. You know what I'm saying? As a week of mourning, man, for my hurricanes. You know what I'm saying? But we coming back this week. You know, I take my a week of mourning because nobody was expecting us to lose. Not like them bum ass.
I was expecting to get some cigars in the mail, or you calling me, telling me meet you at a spot because I saved you. You know what I'm saying? We took off for a week. I had leverage that week. We done beat the Bengals that week. I think we done beat y'all. I mean, y'all took an L. You know what I'm saying? It was just, it was a perfect storm for me. But you know what? Say let's take a week off, man. I know my bros need to, recuperate, man, get some rest, man, and recover from all that bullshit. But
hey, listen, all I know right now is Baltimore is on the brink of being out the playoffs. Y'all in the number 7 slot right now. Y'all on the brink of, so you better get Lamar right. You better get Lamar right. You don't want to hang your hat on Notre Dame.
Look here, brother. I know you don't believe that. I know what spot we in now, but I know you don't believe that.
Well, I tell you what.
Speaking of
that, man, we might as well just go ahead and transition right on to it, man. In terms of Week 11 recap, man. We'll talk about front runner in terms of MVP thus far, man. But let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about Baltimore, Pittsburgh, man. What were your thoughts? Then we had Cincinnati and the LA Chargers. That was an epic game, man. The way Cincinnati came back, but they just fell short at the end, man. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Man, look, since Baltimore, my mob, I'll start off. You know what I'm saying? So I already talked to Poom about it. I finally got in touch with him after he was on witness protection for about a week. You know what I'm saying? So I talked to him, and I talked to O-Dog as well. And I told him, look, man, I don't care how bad y'all try to fry me today. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to affect me because, I was expecting to lose to Pittsburgh. Man, we lose to them every year. You know what I'm saying? Since I've been a Baltimore Ravens fan, I haven't seen us beat Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? I know we got one win against them, but I was telling O-Dog, I don't even remember that motherfucker win. You know what I'm saying? We lose against them every year. And I don't know what it is. We play our worst games. Either we drop 1 million passes, we get penalized 100 times. I mean, just everything breaks down against Pittsburgh, and I don't know what it is. But, after the game was over and we lost, and we had opportunities to win that game. Still, with all that shit that happened, we still had opportunities. But after we lost, it was like, all right, there you go again.
You expected y'all to lose?
I expected us to lose, but was hoping that we win. Like I said, I've never seen us beat Pittsburgh.
That's a Notre Dame mentality, expecting your team to lose. I don't know how you do that. I don't know. I'll never expect. All I know is since we can let you left out one important team, Fredo. You left out what my Bills did to the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? We righted that ship.
Yes, you did, bro. Yes, you did. I forgot Josh Allen is your man now.
From our one little slip up against the Ravens, and now we right where we supposed to be.
Oh, now it's his Bills. Now he was quiet about Hey, every time we talk about NFL, this motherfucker want to talk about the Hurricanes. Now it's his Bills. Okay.
Hey,
Hey,
listen.
B
Hey,
Dub
look.
said Pittsburgh
Hey,
kicker is the MVP.
hey, who?
He said B Dub said Pittsburgh kicker is the MVP. Pretty much, right? He had about 15 field goals.
And
Hey,
we supposed to have the GOAT at kicker, and this Bama missed 2 easy jumps. That would have been ball game if he made one of them.
Yeah, man.
hey, Coby. It took me some time to get over that. I had to wait to get the taste of that Black and Mild and that Colt 45 out my mouth. You know what I'm saying? It took some weeks. You know what I'm saying, to get over that. So
Yeah.
that Buffalo's still my mom. Don't get it twisted.
What you got? Oh,
The only thing I have is you mentioned the Cincinnati Bengals, you mentioned the Baltimore Ravens, you mentioned Notre Dame, you mentioned the Miami Hurricanes, but why didn't you mention the Washington Commanders?
Because we had, yeah. I mean,
hold
hey,
on,
man.
Washington Command. You mentioned everybody else's team. Let's talk about the Washington Commanders having a tough matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers on a Thursday night. Was it the Pittsburgh Steelers?
No, Philadelphia on the Thursday night and
Philadelphia
Pittsburgh on
on a Thursday
that
night.
Sunday.
And what do you think about how the young boy played, and what do you think about that? So I think we all had a tough week. To be honest
Right.
with you.
Yeah, we did, bro. Yeah, we did.
I think the whole No Cap Sports Show podcast had a tough week. So.
Yeah, man. For me, I just chalk it up, man, to 2 great damn defenses at the end of the damn day, man. And what I noticed in those 2 games against Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, they kept Jayden in the pocket. They kept him in the pocket, and they had a spy on him. I mean, that's that. I'm not gonna sit up here and say it's the rib injury or anything like that. I just chalk it up to 2 great defenses, man. They had a hell of a great game plan. I know a lot of people are looking at Cliff Kingsbury and basically saying that, you know what, he did the same shit at Arizona. They start off fast, but their offense tail off towards the end of the season because everybody figured them out. I don't think so. Although I think it should have been some things we could have done better, you know what I'm saying, in both games. But at the end of the day, man, I give respect to both defenses at the end of the day. And when you look at it, they're top 3 and in the NFL overall and defense.
For sure. I think the young boy played. I think he played well. I think he saw some defensive coverages and some pressures that he wasn't used to. He did miss a couple throws, a couple times. I think on 3rd down and whatever. I think he missed a crosser that would have allowed y'all to move a little forward and things like that. So, but that comes with the territory. I mean, nobody expected Washington to be in the place that you guys are in. So. Like I was telling all my fans back home and all my friends back home, man, they look good for the future.
And you know what, bro? And just to piggyback off what you said, my expectation level again was, meh. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that, and I told Coby at the beginning of the season, I had 7 and 10, hey, best 8 and 9 or what have you. Look here, I look at it. I mean, they far exceeded my expectations thus far. Although I still feel that we got a lot on a plate to accomplish, man, in year 1 of the rebuild. Hey, man, what more can we ask for at the end of the day, man? Yeah, you're absolutely right. I didn't think we were going to go undefeated, man. You're right. At the end of the day, defensive coordinators get paid big time money for a reason. It's called figuring it out, and it's called readjusting at the end of the day, fam.
Yeah, and I say, man, I call those good losses. I don't think they bad losses. I mean, y'all ahead of the curve right now. Y'all definitely way past where you thought you was going to be in the first year of quote unquote rebuild, what I'm saying? And then the only teams that you guys lost to was teams that got Super Bowl aspirations. You know what I mean? It's not like they lost to any scrubs. You know what I mean? Everybody they supposed to be, they taken care of easy. But y'all played the Steelers, the Eagles, the Ravens, and I can't remember the other team y'all might have lost to, but these are teams that have expectations of competing for a title. You know what I mean? Y'all not losing against no scrubs.
Yeah, you're right, bro. B-Dub said y'all told me I was crazy on the preseason show when I said San Francisco would miss the playoffs because they can't stay healthy. Hey, B, you're right. You're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right, man. But I think injuries. But I take a look at Kyle Shanahan too, man. Some of the decision making, you know what I'm saying, from an offensive standpoint, has been suspect to me. But you definitely got a point, man. You get no argument over here. What y'all think about Detroit, man? What Detroit is doing? Lord have mercy.
I mean, we knew they was monsters coming into the season. And in my eyes, they should have went to the Super Bowl last year. I thought their head coach, was the reason why they didn't go to the Super Bowl, because he take too many risks. He was too aggressive instead of just kicking the field goal when he had an opportunity. You know what I mean? And win the game. He decided to go for it. I think on the fourth down or whatever the case may be, they didn't get it, and that was the deciding factor of the game. That I'm pretty sure they would have went to the Super Bowl last year because they was looking like the best team in the NFC. So all they doing is keeping the momentum going from last season to this season. It's no surprise to me, bro.
Attitude reflect leadership. So
yeah,
you got a coach that you'll run through a brick wall for, and that shit,
point, bro.
And he gonna show you love. Tell you come in on Wednesday, make sure on Tuesday you just get a workout in, things like that, or whatever the case may be. If you take care of your players gonna go above and beyond, especially when they know you truly, you know what you're talking about, and he takes care of them. So it's no shock. I mean, it's a great thing that what they got going on, and they look good.
You right. Oh, they got a synergy that's going on within that staff, man, big time. And you right, man. When you got players, when you look at those players, man, the way they play, they'll run through a brick wall for their coach, man. At the end of the day, and that's the type of environment and culture that he has set, man.
Yeah, Aaron Glenn's supposed to be a head coach 3 years ago.
Facts,
right?
man.
You got guys like Aaron Glenn taking opportunity, giving young men opportunities, whether they undrafted free agents, 7th rounders, guys that people didn't want anymore, bringing them, putting them in position to make plays.
Yeah.
When you have a coach that puts you in position to make plays and allow your natural talent to just take off, and it's not so much thinking, just let me go and let me go. You know what I'm saying? Allow me to make schemes within this. Allow me to make plays within the scheme of the offense and defense. Period.
Yeah.
If I know, I mean to cut you off. If I know Coby does, such and such blocking, and Coby can run, such. Not only am I going, I'm gonna highlight his skill set. The big fella can move and run, so we're gonna run. I'm gonna get Coby pulling. I'm gonna get Coby doing certain draws. Get him out on screens to show his athletic ability. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I know Cole like to do this or Fredo and when you got a coach that really buys into that he was like, damn, not only is he just having me run block or pass block, he's doing certain things for me as an old lineman, or for me as a nickelback, or for Coby as a receiver, or tight end, or Fredo as a linebacker. I mean, that's letting your coach say, man, I trust you. You know what I mean? You got something like that. That allows that. I'm trying to do everything I can. Yeah. Every last breath. I'm gonna run through this.
You know what though? You know what? Oh, I like everything that you just said, and I think that's the problem with a lot of coaches, man. Meaning that you're right. If I'm a coach, it's not about my scheme. It's about my players, right? You know what I'm saying? It's players over plays at the end of the day, and players make the plays. So I'm going to build my scheme according to the talent that I have. If O doesn't play, if O doesn't like to play press coverage or what have you, he's a zone cornerback. Okay, then guess what? That's what my coverage has to be towards his skill set or what have you.
Yeah.
What I say wrong, bro? What you laughing at?
No, I'm just laughing. But I think that one of the things that helps them is that Aaron Glenn, Dan Campbell, those are former players. Like both of them guys. Aaron Glenn got 12, 13 years in. Dan Campbell was 9, 10. I'm not sure about their offensive coordinator, but in everything you're saying, like they're coaching that team like a player's coach, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why, to O's point, that they willing to go and run through a wall, because I mean they just doing the shit that they love for coaches to do for them, you know what I'm saying, when they was playing. So looking out for the guys, letting them take care of their body, getting them extra days off anytime they can. You know, those things mean a lot, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's one of the main reasons that you got that energy, you know what I'm saying, that they love their coaches love them. And I mean, Detroit looked like, out of all the teams that I watched here, Detroit looked like they're having the most fun every week. Like they look like when they show that camera in the locker room, man, they almost look like college guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, not like a pro, but it look like a college environment. Like, and it's just something that's totally different. So I think that's big for them.
And Puma, you know what? The Commanders, to a degree, are building something like that. Obviously, we're nowhere. We know we don't have the talent level as Detroit does, but from a cultural standpoint, we're building something like that as well, where the players just love, you know what I'm saying, love coming to work every day. They love the coaching staff or what have you. It's a brotherhood. Everybody loves playing for one another and stuff like that. This is something that I haven't seen, I don't know, in quite some time, man. This is new to me.
I think that the Commanders is different because it was such a shit show the last couple of years with ownership, with coaching and everything. So I think when Dan Quinn came in with a almost like a fresh slate, and he gave everybody something different. He wasn't, Ron Rivera. He wasn't Eric Bieniemy. You know what I'm saying? And two guys who nobody seemed to like to play for. You know what I mean? And it's just like you said. So they do probably got a different kind of buy-in because they don't hate coming to work.
Good point, bro. Good point, man. Good point. Hey, so look here, guys. Who's your early front runner in terms of NFL MVP thus far?
Anybody but Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
So, anybody but Lamar Jackson. Yeah. So no, on a serious note, I like golf. I think what golf is doing, having Detroit playing the way they playing, as well as his quarterback rating and things like that is crazy. Obviously Lamar's up there as well, and you can't. As much as we talk about him, you can't deny him. Like Pumi said, you got to look at Josh Allen as well. So those are my three, no particular order, but those three right now, I think they going crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, and I agree with O-Dog. Obviously, I have Lamar still the favorite to get the MVP this year. And I think I see B-Dub said, man, golf is the most accurate pass in the league. He should get some MVP love. And I would agree with that. But if you guys recall, a couple of weeks ago, he had that 5 interception game, and they still won. So I think that kind of took a little bit of pop out of his MVP run because it showed that he can play like shit and they can still win. So what I'm saying. So you talking most valuable. You know what I'm saying? If Lamar Jackson throw 5 interceptions, there's no way Baltimore is going to win. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I think, and Josh Allen definitely deserves consideration. He's a fucking monster. He puts that team on his back, man, each and every Sunday, man, and do what he do. And they know what he's going to do. You know what I mean? And for him to be passing like that with less talent on the outside, you know what I mean? You got to tip your hat to him because I thought, because he's always been a high turnover person. So I thought it was going to be like a career high this year, like with a loss of talent at the wideout position. But shit, he just got better and more accurate, and he still, uses his legs, and he has that big body. Kind of reminds me of a Cam Newton.
Facts. Yeah, but a better passer. You're absolutely right, man. He's definitely, and arguably front runner MVP as well, man. What you got, Poem?
So I personally like Lamar Jackson a lot. Like I really like Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
My problem with Lamar Jackson is, as great a player as he is consistently inconsistent in big games. You know what I'm saying?
Point,
Whoa. Let's stop. I didn't mean to cut you off, but what you mean by big games? You talking the playoffs, right? Because talking about big games in the regular season, he plays big in big games in the regular season. He hasn't had success against Pittsburgh, but think about last year. Blow out Detroit, blow out San Francisco. You go down the line, they blow out all the big teams.
Listen. You just said they ain't beat Pittsburgh. You just said that they ain't never beat Pittsburgh. They lose every year.
They got to change.
That's a big game every year.
But every year was last place in their division last year, and they still lost to them. It's just that's one of those things. Every game they lost last year was in the division. This is the AFC North, baby. You don't know nothing about that. That's real football there. Old dog know about that shit is physical, bro. That shit is that's
Kobe, Kobe, got to change at some point though, right? It got to change at some point. You got to. I mean, it got to be. I mean, you got to get over that mountain. You got to get over that hill.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with both of y'all 100%. But as you all know, in every sport, that's just that one fucking team that you were like, why the fuck they keep beating us? And that's what Pittsburgh is. And O-Dog know about it because we do the same to them when we play the Bengals. It's just you just can't the math not mathing.
Yeah, I think for real in that game, Coby, I blame a little bit on the offensive coordinator because I think he went away from the run. You know what I'm saying? I really I think he went away from Derrick Henry.
And too many games he get too cute. He gets too cute every now and again.
Problem. In these type of games, even with last year against Kansas City in the playoffs, what have you, you get too cute. Do what the fuck got you there. Do what got you there.
Bro, even a 2-point conversion that could have tied the game and sent it to overtime. What the fuck was that? He doing all this trickery.
That
was some bullshit.
That to me looked like a blown play. Like there was some kind of blown assignment.
It was I think it was the right guard or something like that, or is it the right? It was either the left. No, I think it was the left guard or a wide receiver had missed a block or what have you, and it got blown up.
Because I guarantee whatever that play was supposed to be, that shit had been being talked about for some minutes because they on the head said, they like if we score, we going for 2. What's your best 2-point play? We need it right now. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
What was executed ain't what they wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's also a drawback on Harbaugh and the coaching staff that when the money's on the line, y'all can't execute. You know what I'm saying, to win the ball game. But my sleeper MVP need to be talked about. Man, what's that boy from the goddamn from the Giants, man? That D tackle.
You talking about big boy?
Dexter Lawrence.
Who? Man, I watch it.
Dexter Lawrence is a beast.
Dexter Lawrence, he a monster. You know that's little Chauncey. You know that's little Chauncey from around the way. That's his little cousin.
I didn't know that. All I know is
that's little Chauncey's little cousin.
I watched him play the last 2 weeks. And if he was not on the starting team, good God Almighty!
I mean, he was leading the league. He was leading the league in sacks for the first 5-6 weeks.
And and that's what for double team. That's what for double team. Hey, look, guys, my MVP. Go ahead. I'm sorry,
they double team them, bro. They double team them, and they send in the chip.
Absolutely.
That shit is insane.
My early season MVP is not a quarterback, man. It's Saquon Barkley. I know MVP is a quarterback award or what have you. Seem like that's perennial or every year, whatever. But Saquon Barkley, man, is my early favorite right now, man. In terms of what he's doing for that team or what have you. I mean, big time, bro. I mean, just big time, man. He is just he's just a threat when he's on the field. Whether it's in the passing game, obviously in the running game, man, he's a major threat. And if you take him away from Philadelphia, then Philadelphia would be pretty much irrelevant when it comes to current playoff standings right now. I'm sorry. Yeah. When you really think about New York Times, what the hell was you thinking?
Yeah, you get no argument from.
Yeah, what was you thinking? Let him go.
It just goes to show you the football gods, man. The football gods don't like ugly, and what the New York Giants tried to do to Saquon Barkley in the offseason, try to make him seem like a certain type of way, while he's calling in and you know what I mean, having him on the phone and things like that. But at the end of the day, the owner knew. The owner, because if you remember those episodes, the owner literally went down and said, "Man, are you sure? Are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure you don't want to?" And the dude just had a thing, he and some those general managers and stuff, they be having their favorites, and sometimes
you're right, bro.
They bank on their favorites, and now it's going to cost him his job. So
as it should, fam.
That's what he get because he could have handled the situation totally different. They didn't. They had the money to pay him because they got a running back and they got another position. They could have put that money together and gave that to Saquon. And now you knocking out, instead of signing 2 players, you got the player you know what I'm saying, the one that's going to help you fill up the stadium, people going to buy more beers, hot dogs, chicken strips, and fries, right? You know what I'm saying? He the one that's going to fill out. The people want to see him. You know what I mean? I can't even name 7 people on the Giants or offense or defense. I can't name 7 players, and that's disrespectful to the, everybody used to talk about, you at least talk about the Giants. I can't name, besides Daniels and the boy from LSU, I cannot name another player on their offense.
I agree.
The reason why I know the boy plays defense is because he went to Maryland. He out there giving out free barbecue toast. You
talking about Banks?
He is embarrassing. That just goes to show you, just because you fast, that don't mean you can cover. Period. He looked real fast. He looked real fast catching up after they beat him, and he getting cooked out there.
Yeah, he is, bro. And they hitting him with double moves and every damn thing, man.
They not even using no double moves. That move McLaren ran, I would have went to sleep, went to the bar, got fried with Pumi, and came back and still made the play. That route was trash. I wasn't no double move. All he did is dip his elbow in and keep going.
I don't know who they played the week before. Somebody hit him with a double. I was like, God damn, bro.
I know what you're talking about, man. Routes like that, we doing one-on-ones. I don't even finish the route. I just stop and be like, man, come on, man. Somebody else out here. But that just lets you know them youngers get that, sometimes them youngers, like we said before, and like we always talk about. Just because you get there, now you really got to start working on your craft and working on your skill set. Fact. Now you got the bag. Now we're going to really see how much you truly love this game. A lot of people talk about how much they love the game before they get there. But once you get there, and once you get the checks, and once mama's good and the house is good and you good, now let's see how you grind. Once you got everything that you asked for, now let's see, you know what I'm saying, if you truly love this game.
Fact.
Yep.
Period. Right.
Yep.
You're right, man.
It's hard to get up and get that extra work when you're sleeping on silk sheets, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Who said that?
Riddick Bowe. He said it's hard to get up and get them extra miles when you're sleeping on silk sheets. Your hunger be different, you know what I'm saying, before you get it.
Yeah. No, you're right.
That's why Riddick Bowe was good, but he ain't considered one of the greats.
For that reason there. For that reason there.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't associate with dudes like that. So
he had a nice little career, he did.
Yeah, he had a nice little career.
Disappointment at the end or what have you. Look, guys, we're about to go ahead and transition to part 2 interview with our host Coby, the Cobra, the King Cobra. Man, you change your name every damn week, man. Now you King Cobra, man, Turner, man, or what have you. Look, Cole. So I know we interviewed you, like I said, some time ago, man. We talked about your brilliant basketball career, starting off in high school, and then we talked about your tennis career and how you know what I'm saying, you transitioned to basketball from tennis, man. But we last left off you playing for the Dayton Flyers or what have you. And I know if it was your junior and your senior year, I want to say you led the nation in 3-point field goal percentage. Am I correct?
Right.
That's your junior year, your senior year?
Junior.
Let me ask you this, fam, and I'm just gonna go right into it, what have you. Do you have any regrets in terms of when you really look back on your career, man, even coming out of high school or coming out of a prep school, should I say, would you have done it all over again in terms of going to Dayton?
100%. 100%. That was so I learned firsthand, the old saying where they say your college decision is the most important decision you ever make in your life. You remember He Got Game and they were saying that?
Yes.
That shit is true. And don't get me wrong, because I love my teammates, I love the university, I love the fans, I love the community. They showed me big love out there. I just was in a situation where I played for the wrong coach. Even watching the Flyers after I left, and they had different coaches, after the Oliver Purnell era. They had different coaches. I was like, damn, I was a little jealous. I was like, I wish I could have played for this coach because, he plays my style of ball or whatever the case may be.
Well, let me say this, bro. When I watched a couple of your games or what have you. I followed you. I followed your whole career at Dayton. Me personally, being honest, if I can, I didn't like the fit. I never liked the fit. I didn't like the way Oliver Purnell utilized your skill set. You know what I'm saying? I think you had a lot to offer, especially from an offensive standpoint or what have you, on all three levels of the floor. And I don't know what the fuck was going on or what have you. This right here. This is what you're getting. This is a prize right here. You got to utilize this prize, and you got to get, you know what I'm saying, everything that he's offering you or what have you. And I just felt that he fell short, way short of that, man. Do you have any reason why that your skill set wasn't utilized as it's supposed to be? If you look at what you did, if you look at what you did in high school and in prep school, and it just didn't transfer on the collegiate level.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's a question, that's still being asked. I go out to Dayton twice a year, and get with my old teammates and stuff. I never bring it up, but they always bring it up with like, damn, man, the way I was used and why, why, it almost seemed like, it was a personal grudge against me with the head coach, and to this day I don't know what that grudge was, but it didn't start off like that. I came in as a highly touted recruit, as a freshman, had, huge expectations, and it seems like that everything was going to be a smooth transition and go as planned. I came in, went to training camp. I walked on campus as the best player on the team from day one. You know what I'm saying? And I proved it once training camp started, and then we had the red and white games where you got the referees come in and keep the stats, and every scrimmage, is 25 to 30 points every scrimmage. And I remember the newspaper reporters and was writing up stuff, was like, they got a gym with this freshman. And I remember my head assistant coach, Pete Strickland, came up to me. This is probably 2 weeks in, 2 weeks in of camp, and he goes, "You're the best player on the team by far," and which I had that expectations anyway. You know what I mean? I was coming there, to handle business for a purpose. I thought that I was going to be a very important part of a rebuild at Dayton and get them back to the promised land where they used to be at, years prior to that. And I wanted to, partner with the coaching staff as being somebody that could take them there. And then a lot of people, I got injured right before the season started as a freshman. I shattered my second metacarpal in my hand. So I was out for an extended period of time, and then even when I was cleared to come back, my hand wasn't right. I couldn't even catch the ball or use my left hand at all. And if anybody ever seen me play, even though I shot the ball right-handed and stuff, I'm really a lefty. So everything I did on the basketball court was as a left-hander would do. So wow. me not having the left hand, really hurt my game a lot. I mean, I couldn't dribble with my left. If you passed the ball to me too hard, I couldn't even put my left on. I was trying to catch it with one hand. So really, in hindsight, that freshman season should have been a red shirt season because I wasn't right until the very, very end of the season. So, that first year, it wasn't I didn't feel like Coach Purnell had anything against me or was holding me back or anything like that. I knew I was injured. I never got back to speed until the very end. So, my thing was just to put in the work in the summer, get ready for a successful sophomore season. So and that's what I did. I worked hard that summer. Anybody know me know I stay in the gym. I'm a gym rat. I put in that work from morning to the evening. Even if I play hard at night, I already put in 8 hours of work on the court, running on the track, did all that stuff. When I step on the campus of Dayton every year, I'm in tip-top shape, ready to go. You know what I mean? So just like my freshman year, we started training camp and We did the red and white games and stuff like that. Same thing, dominating. It was easy for me. You know what I mean? I was dominating. I remember our radio guy, Bucky Bockhorn. He goes, man, Coby, you keep playing like this, you ain't gonna be here next year. You know what I mean? So that's how, you know what I'm saying? So that's how dominant I was, in those preseason games and scrimmages or whatever the case may be. And then I remember, I just remember
What you said, man? Just look here. This is the No Cap Sports Show podcast.
Yeah, but I just remember like the energy, like the energy from Coach Pennell towards me was different my sophomore year. Like the way he spoke to me, like it was and it was just total disrespect in my eyes. Like, because I can play with any kind of coach. Anybody know I can play with a coach that's hard on you. I mean, I went to a military school, so I'm used to people yelling at me, barking orders. My head coach at Hargrave Military Academy, he was like the second coming of Bobby Knight. And if anybody know about Coach Harris at Lee, they called him Baby John Thompson. So he was rough on it. So I can take constructive criticism and yelling at me all day. I got thick skin. I'm good, but I knew at the end of the day that they wanted the best for me, and they were just trying to get the most out of me and trying to maximize my potential and my talent and make me better. But the energy from Coach Pennell was different. It was almost like he was trying to break me down mentally, like he just despised me or something.
Let me cut you off real quick, cuz did anything happen? Like did anything happen? Did you and the fellas was out and missed curfew? Did you miss a practice? Did something, did something happen?
Did you have a daughter that went to Dayton?
You know what I'm saying? Did something happen where the energy changed or whatever the case may be? You know what I'm saying? Or did you not? He told you to come off the pick and roll, and he told you to pass it back up to the top of the key, but you dribbled to the right and got an and one. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's one thing or one practice or one missed study hall? What's the one thing that you think or might have happened? Not that it was right by him or not that it was or whatever, but what you think that one thing was. Can you give our listeners and viewers what you think that one thing was that changed the energy? Or you might not know. You might not know what it was.
Yeah, keep it real, cuzzo. I'm still trying to figure it out. And so are my teammates. Like I told you, I get together with my teammates every year, and they bring it up. They was like, because look, I was a tight look. I did what I did, in my free time. I marched to the beat of my own drum. You know what I'm saying? I hung out. I did whatever I did. I might miss a class or two. I did all that shit, but, I wasn't the only one. You know what I mean? But when it came time for practice and everything, you know what I'm saying? I went 100%. You know what I'm saying? I played hard every day. I worked on my game. I logged in a lot of minutes on the court. When we did sprints, I tried to finish first in every sprint. That's just how I was programmed. You know what I
mean? So it was nothing. It was nothing that you can. It was nothing that you can remember. I mean,
it's nothing I can remember. And y'all got to remember, I come from a tennis background. So I think I told you this before, Fredo, that in tennis, we follow instructions to the T. You know what I mean? So that's how I was. If the coach tell me take 2 steps this way, 3 steps this way, then another 5 backwards, I did that shit to a T. Because what you had to do, because when you played matches, you didn't have your coach there giving you instructions. It was just you and your opponent out there playing. So you had to remember and follow those instructions to a T. So that's how I was programmed. That's how I was designed. So so it was crazy because, besides probably so I'm gonna give you the story. So my sophomore year, we play our first game. We're at Miami of Ohio.
Okay.
All right, they feature Wally Zerbiak, and they got a big man named Devin Davis who was a fucking monster. You know what I mean? He used to scare big men crazy out there. But so we played them at Miami. It was a big rivalry game. It was packed out there. We ended up losing that game, right? I didn't have a spectacular game, but a decent game. Nobody played well on our team that game, right? But I had 12 points, 6 rebounds, right? Respectable. You know what I mean? So we come back to practice, and I don't think nobody had more than 12 points that game. Somebody else might have had 12. I was like tied for the high or whatever. But we get to practice because I think that game was on Saturday. We get to practice on Monday. They take me out the lineup and put another guy. This guy, he's a shooter named Sean Hahn. We called him Shooter. He could shoot the cover off the ball. So I'm confused. Like, damn, he took. Why the fuck I get taken out the lineup? You know what I'm saying? Right. And then Coach Strickland or one of the assistant coaches came to me. Was like, because he probably saw it on my face. I was a little bothered by that, or at least confused.
Absolutely.
Well, everybody would be. Ain't nobody. Everybody. You're a human being. Exactly. Everybody would be. You don't go from starting and all of a sudden. You, trust me, I understand.
Right. So he goes, Coach just he wants to get a little more ball handling out there. Well, everybody knew, even all my teammates knew, maybe with the exception of our starting point guard, nobody on the team handled the ball like that. Like I was like, even in practice, I was our backup. I was our backup point guard, or at least the third string point guard. So everybody knew I had, if not the best, the second best handles on the team. Right. So that's what made me like, he took me out for ball handling. Now, I mean, you could have came up with another excuse than ball handling. You know what I'm saying?
And that assistant coach knew what happened, man. He's a right-hand man.
I just wasn't told anything. And then, from that point, it just seemed like every day, every practice, you know what I'm saying, it was something else. He was just like, throwing jabs at me. And then, I got to the one point, so you got the first team and the second team, right? And then you got the scout team. So the scout team wear the pennies. Man, it got to the point, I wasn't even on the fucking scout team, bruh.
Yeah.
So you got the first team, you got the second team, and you got the crew that wear the pennies, and half of them are the walk-ons, and then some of our bench warmers. And I'm sitting underneath the basket, understand, just sitting on the basket like this, watching practice. Have no idea why I'm sitting there, why I'm not playing. But, he was just trying to break me down. And then we have another practice. So we do half court, 5-on-5, right? And you got the shot clock up, you running your plays, or whatever the case may be. So I get the ball at the on the wing. You know what I mean? The shot clock is at about 6 seconds. You know what I mean? I'm looking to get a ball to the point guard because that was the strike. Get a ball to the point guard, let him put us in our set, get us a good shot. He can't get open. All right? So the shot clock going down. 6, 5, 4, you know what I'm saying? So I get the ball. I do my thing because y'all know I'm a one-on-one player. You know what I mean? That's what I do. That's how I learn. You know what I'm saying? I break my man down off the dribble, bop, bop, bop. Might have hit him with a cross or in and out, whatever I did. Pull up for the jumper, splash. He blow the whistle, start the practice. What the fuck is that? And take the ball and throw it. Say, take that shit back to D.C. to the Urban Coalition.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this
look, yeah. So look, but
I didn't know you was going through all that. I know you was going through it, but I didn't know you was going through all that.
Yeah. So just to pull salt in the room, the very next play in that same drill, the same shit happened. I'm in the same situation. Now I just got cussed out in front of the whole team, embarrassed and shit the way he trying to carry me. So now I'm waiting for the point guard to get open. He won't get open. I hold that motherfucker until he get open. He never do. The motherfucking shot clock go off. He goes, what the fuck are you doing? That's when you go one-on-one. I'm like, what? I'm like, man, what the? I'm like, bro, I was so fucking confused.
So let me ask you this. Obviously, we didn't have the rules that we have right now, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to college basketball, college sports, period. But at some point, Coby, did it ever come to you in terms of, man, you know what? I need to get the fuck out of here. I got to transfer. I don't care if I got to sit out a whole entire year or whatever the case may be. I need to transfer the fuck up out of here. Did you consider that?
Yeah, 100%. That summer between my sophomore and junior year, I considered transferring. There was some schools like Ohio State reached out to me because originally, before I signed with Dayton, that was the coaching staff at Boston College. And I verbally committed to go. I signed to go to Boston College, but my scholarship got rescinded because of some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And the president was like, "Nah, we're not going to accept the scholarship." But they ended up going to Ohio State, and then I ran into the coach that recruited me, Coach Spiller, at a bar in Dayton, and he goes, "What's going on there? You happy, man? You don't look like yourself." I said, "Nah, man." I said, it's just depressing out this joint. You know what I mean? It's like, basketball not working for me out here. And he go, "Man, you got a home at Ohio State, man. Let's, make that move." And then there was other schools, Maryland had reached out, said that they were interested. And then I think UVA, and then American U would have went out there with OC. It was some options, but the only difference was, it wasn't no transfer portal back then, and the rules, you had to sit out a year. Once you transfer, I didn't want to sit out a year, and then if you transfer interconference, you had to sit out 2 years. So all of that was like a deterrent for somebody to transfer unless they really, really wanted to get out of there. And on top of that, I think Coach Pennell got wind that I was looking to leave, because I even thought about, like, man, I'm going out there with Cuzzo to Howard. Cuzzo, remember when I came out to Howard and scrimmaged with the Howard
team, the Howard men's team? Yeah,
Coach. I think Puma was there that day too. I was cooking there. I went about 30 for 30.
Coach McLeese loved you. Coach McLeese, and they had just, and it would have been perfect because Xavier Singletary had just left and actually went to Boston College.
Yeah.
Remember, Boo had just left and went transferred to Boston College.
Yeah.
So that year would not have been perfect.
Yeah.
You did the right thing not going, because you how University would not have been a good place for you, Coby. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm telling you now. I tell you, Howard University would have been a terrible place for you to go.
Hey, Pumi, I approve that message.
1,000%. No way.
So, but look, hold on, Frank. So I think he got wind, and he heard probably from some coaches that Coby been shopping around looking for some places to go. So he had a conversation with me, my mom, I think maybe my father, and he was saying all this good stuff, man, buttering it up, because he was a hell of a recruit, and he was like a car salesman. He can motherfucking sell water to a well. You know what I'm saying? So he was talking all this good stuff, talking about how all these pro scouts was looking at me. And I'm thinking in my head, like, how? I haven't done shit yet. You know what I'm saying? But all these pro scouts, like, we got big plans for him this upcoming season, man. We're going to feature him in the offense. We're going to do ABC, XYZ. And then that summer, we ended up going to Europe for 2 weeks, played against some of the top teams in Europe. I think we played Italy, teams in Italy, France, Spain, and Malta. And I went over there, and it was like just he never said anything to me. He let me play my game the way everybody know I know how to play, right? I'm out there putting in work. I'm putting up 30 here, 30 there, 25, 28, 27. I mean, I'm just hooping. You know what I'm saying? Hooping to the point I'm playing so well that there was some teams out there were trying to get me to stay. Like, hey, man, we got a spot for you out here in this country on this team, or whatever the case may be. So now I'm feeling good about the upcoming junior season. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, okay, so now, you know what I mean? I said my junior year is going to be straight. You know what I mean? It looked like I'm back on track and everything like that. But, even though stat-wise and I broke some records in terms of my three-point shooting my junior year, and you look at the statistics for that year, everybody's like, oh, man, that was a great season, man. You did this, you did that. But, I mean, the only reason why it looked like, I had such a great season because I didn't fucking miss. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Every time I put up a 3 ball, I didn't miss. But the way he played me was different from what I just played in the summer. So I played more like
you was more of a spot up.
A spot up shooter. I've never been a shooter in my entire career. I always been a scorer, just somebody who could shoot. Luckily, I could adapt. I had the game to adapt to where I could play that role and have some sort of success. You know what I mean? So and it started, and that shit started in Midnight Madness. You know what I mean? We had Midnight Madness game. You know, you scrimmage in front of all the fans. We got about 13,000 fans there for our Midnight Madness. Man, we out there doing our thing. So I'm playing my game. I'm out there cooking. He pulls me out and pulls me to the side. I was like, nah, man, you got to settle down, man. Pass the ball around, da-da-da-da. So I'm like, damn. You know what I mean? And he would even do that in open gym. He'll watch an open gym through the glass door, whatever the case may be. You go in the hallway, get some water. He's like, look, man, I know you can do this, do that. I need you to pass the ball around. He trying to control my open gym play now. Like, yeah. It was crazy, bro.
So was he like this with other players, or was it just you? Like you had you played with Tony Stanley. Was he like that with Tony Stanley? Did he let Tony Stanley just rock with it?
Nah, he let Tony go. He let Tony do his thing. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know it could have been, you know, some people say it may have been his system is a position thing, and he didn't know how to adapt to his players. So you had to fit into his system, and he didn't know how to adapt to the talent that he had.
And why did he recruit you then? I'm not understanding that. The film don't lie at the end of the damn day.
Right. So we had a 3-man at Dayton before I got there, right? He was only a year in front of me. This kid named Rodney Horton. When they recruited him to Dayton, at that time, he was the highest recruit that Dayton ever signed. He from out of Chicago. First team All-City, first team All-State, Illinois, all that stuff. And Rodney Horton's freshman year, I believe, he played with another coach. And then Purnell came in. And then Purnell recruited me over his head. So, but when we was there, Purnell treated both of us like shit. So I was like, damn, maybe it's a 3-man thing. Maybe he don't like small forwards. and then the 3-man that he recruited to replace me, it didn't really go well for him either. He ended up transferring. He transferred and went to Wright State, and he became a Hall of Fame player at Wright State University and broke 3-point records and averaged about 20 a game. So yeah.
You know what, bro? I'm glad you can sit back and laugh at it. For me, bro, knowing your game the way seeing the rise of your game, you know what I'm saying, since high school, is very disappointing, man. Because what I think happened is you possibly fucked up somebody's NBA career. You understand what I'm saying? That for someone that had NBA aspirations or what have you. And someone that can do, you know what I'm saying, a multitude of things, you know what I'm saying? Again, like I said, man, the film doesn't lie. So just knowing that this person do 5 things well and take this person and try to make this person do this. I'm up here seeing you spotting up, shooting threes and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Why the ball is not in his fucking hand? He should be the fucking point guard. I'm not understanding that. Let him go. Let him cook.
Yeah. And that's why.
Hold on, bro. And I'm not trying to make it about. I never understood that, man. That shit used to frustrate me. And I was frustrated at you. Like, why the fuck is he there? Why did he go there? For the life of me, I was like, why the fuck did he go there? This dude is not utilized. He just don't fit whatever it is because he's not utilizing his skill set.
Bro, let me tell you something, man. So, I used to play in these little leagues in Ohio where they got like some of the top players that come out of Ohio. You got your boys from Cincinnati, you got your boys from Xavier, people like Nick Van Exel come back. Some of the top players, and I would
Esteban Weaver.
Yeah,
Esteban,
he was over at Central State
from Columbus. He went to prep school, and he had no grades. Then he went to Central State. He was in prep school when I was in prep school up in Maine, up in MCI. He was a monster. At every college, he had Ohio State behind the line, ready to throw the bag, everything. Hometown kid, ready to bring him back. He was supposed to be on that team with Scooney Penn and them boys.
Boston, that's right, Boston College, Ohio State,
yeah. So I played in those leagues and I played pickup ball around the city, and I would dominate in all of those games. Like everywhere I went, I was the best player on the court, hands down, and I'm not just blowing smoke. I was the best player on the court, and I remember this one dude. Matter of fact, he was my teammate's best friend. This guy named Carlos Knox. He went to IUPUI, and he was the leading scorer in the country. And he was getting ready for the draft. They say he was going to go late first round, maybe early second round, whatever the case may be. He was a 6'4", I want to say 6'4" shooting guard. Mm-hmm. So we was at the junior college out there in Dayton. It was like the who's who out there playing pickup ball. So his team against mine ended up being like really a one-on-one game between me and him, right? My team against his team. And I was just I was cooking his ass to be honest. And we ended up winning all the pickup games or whatever the case may be. And he came to me after the pickup games, gave me that, was like, bro, you humbled me. You know what I'm saying? He's like you the truth or whatever the case may be. He's like, I'm coming to watch you play. You know what I mean? He came to a game that following season. And of course, I wasn't the same player that he played against.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he see me after the game, pulled me to the side. He said, man, what the fuck was that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he said, what the fuck? He said, I got my peoples with me. I said, man, he said, I'm bragging. He said, man, I got this young boy out Dayton, man. This Bama man be cooking. And he be hitting Bama with the moves and all that stuff, right?
None of that shit.
He said, man,
he had you like a robot.
Of that, man. He like,
you was like a robot out there.
Yeah, so only thing I'd be like, man, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I wish you went to Connecticut, man.
Hey, just not to cut you off, Fredo or Cole, man, but whatever happened with tell us a story, or give us the quick story and to our listeners and viewers about Red Jenkins. That about, you know what I mean? Tell us about that. Also tell us, give us also because y'all had such a powerhouse at TC. I know I know you said it in the first part, but the people that maybe did not hear the first part, because you were supposed to go to TC Williams with Horton, Damon Jackson, O.C. Jones, such. I mean, that's a public school team that would have been crazy, right? You know what I mean? Y'all would have be able to compete with private school teams around the country.
Warden would have fucked that up.
I mean, shit, that team was crazy without me. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. We played them. So but give us the quick two stories about that real quick.
All right, I'll start with the TC because it kind of goes in order.
Okay.
So, contrary to popular belief, you know what I'm saying, I left TC. It didn't have anything to do with basketball whatsoever. Zero. Okay. You know what I mean? I came to TC. I went to TC my entire sophomore year. Mm-hmm. That was the year I really came into my own. I could really play some ball because I only been playing basketball for 2 years at the time. So the coaching staff at TC Williams didn't even know I had got nice. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I couldn't wait for trials or practice to start so I can show everybody that I was nice. And you know what I mean? And I was even thinking too small, to tell you the truth. I really should have been thinking varsity and doing my thing on varsity because in hindsight, I don't know nobody on that varsity team could fuck with me at that time. But confidence wise, I never played high school basketball, so I wasn't thinking that far ahead. So I was thinking I'm gonna be the best player on JV. I'm a cook in JV. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Sophomore year, I ain't gonna lie, I was a knucklehead. I was fucking up. You know what I mean? Right. I was failing classes. I was because I was cutting school all the time and just on some bullshit and you know what I'm saying, sometimes running with the wrong crew of folks, you know what I'm saying? So, that made me ineligible to play basketball for TC as a sophomore. So I ended up playing recreation ball at Charles Houston Rec Center. You know what I mean? Which really was a blessing in disguise because that gave me
Shout out to Charles Houston.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mama Evans. Mom, I know you watching. My mom is watching. My mom used to work in Alexandria Parks and Recreation. So shout out to Mom. I love you.
We love you. Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? We love you.
Yes,
We appreciate you supporting the show.
James Carroll.
You see your other son Pumi right there, and you see Fredo. When she saw Fredo, she went crazy. So yeah, her mom Luke's love her. So she's watching the show, and I just wanted to say shout out because you say Charles Houston, and she was a part of that Alexandria Recreation Department. She was in school and coming through. So go ahead, Cole. My bad.
Yeah. So what I was saying, like Charles Houston playing for them was a blessing in disguise because that gave me an opportunity to play first on an organized basketball team, be the best player on the organized basketball team, gain some confidence, getting the ball up, dominating. I led the all-rec league in scoring by far. We went undefeated, and we had a hell of a team, and we was coached by most of the first part of the season by Lala. Fredo know Lala. And then I think Lala got hired by the fire department, and my father took his spot. So my father coached the last part of the season. So, I got a chance. Yes, sir. So I got a chance to get my feet wet, so to speak, and gain confidence, knowing that I could really play this game, and I felt like I couldn't be stopped. So, so after that 10th grade year, I played summer league with TC. You know what I mean? And I think I told the story before because I was the tallest on the team. Of course, they put me at center because Alexandria is guard central. Everybody play guard out of Alexandria. You know what I'm saying? So I play center, and remember the story I told you about, I follow directions to a T. So you tell me play center, catch the ball, drop step. That's all I'm going to do. I ain't going to show nothing else but what you tell me to do. So, so I'm playing center, but I'm efficient. I'm doing well. I'm averaging about 15, 16 points a game. I'm the second leading scorer behind Michael Horton. You know what I'm saying? Because Mike, he the point guard. He's shooting all the balls. But he'll pass me the ball. I'm running the floor, catch, finish. You know what I mean? So we ended up having a successful summer. Me and Mikey made all summer league team and all the summer leagues we play in. You know what I mean? So now, people starting to see that, they got this guy that, and he's pretty good and he's growing, got some athleticism, stuff like that. So we caught the eye. Well, I caught the eye of Red Jenkins. All right. So then now we transition over to Red Jenkins. So catch the eye of Red Jenkins. So we played Woodson in the championship of the Flint Hill Summer League. They featured Greg Williams.
Hold on, Cole. Let everybody know who Red Jenkins is.
Red Jenkins is the legendary coach, Hall of Fame coach from Northern Virginia that coached W.T. Woodson. We had folks like Tommy Amaker come out of that program. Greg Williams, who went to the University of Florida. I believe they won the championship at University of Florida when Greg Williams went there. And Greg Williams was a McDonald's All-American as well in high school. So we played that team featuring Greg Williams in the championship of the Flint Hill Summer League. I balled out that game. I showed off. I was hooping, right? After the game, Red Jenkins pulled me and my father to the side, was like, man, your son can really play, man. I think he's being underutilized, He'll be a great fit at W.T. Woodson. You know what I'm saying? So he'll be a great fit at W.T. Woodson. He was like, man, we'll get you all situated. We'll get you an apartment out there in the Fairfax so you can, so you can live in the school zone and go to Woodson. So he had every expectation that I would be going to Woodson in the fall. So he's the only coach, like from the 10th grade year, he's the only coach that recruited me. You know what I'm saying? Which was illegal in public high school, but he recruited me hard. And his expectations was first day of school, I would be at W.T. Woodson. But my mother was like, I don't give a shit about that basketball. You know what I'm saying? You need to go somewhere where you can get your grades together, where you get focused and all that good stuff, because T.C. Williams already had notified us that they was going to put me in a step program if I came back to T.C. Williams that following year, just because of my behavior and not showing up to school and stuff like that. And my mother was like, "Shit, y'all got me fucked up. My son going back there and being the step program." So the thing was, she was gonna send me anywhere, wherever we could find a place, whatever high school was in that area where we found a place at. That's where I was going to go. So contrary to popular belief, Coach Hurds at Lee did not recruit me. He didn't know who I was. He just came from Texas. You know what I'm saying? To Virginia. And he got to lead the same year I got there. So he did not recruit me. Now what I will admit is my junior year, I did not live in the Lee area. I was not supposed to go to Lee location-wise, my address-wise. I was still living in Alexandria, and I was commuting from Alexandria to Springfield every morning to go to Lee. But the only reason why I got to go to Lee, I was using somebody's address. So my grandmother, Granny Peaches Turner, she knew some folks that had the same last name as us that lived out that happened to live in the Lee area. So I got to use their address so I could go to Lee. so I go to Lee, and then we find out. Yeah, so we find out there's coach. My cousin Michael J. knew Coach Hurds.
What's up,
He knew Coach Hurds was like, yeah, man, my cousin going to Lee next year, man. You should check him out, man. He gonna be your best player, whatever the case may be. So we got this little league in Alexandria called the Breakfast League, Breakfast Club, or whatever we called it. Every Saturday morning, we show up at Court Kelly Rec Center in Delray at 6 a.m. They have like McDonald's breakfast for us. We eat breakfast, and then we get to playing, doing drills, and then we scrimmage for the rest of the day. And it was the who's who of basketball. If you from that General Alexandria area, you was in that league. So Coach Harris came to see me play in that league. That's the first time he saw me play. He knew I was going to league, so he wanted to check me out. So I dominated that breakfast league. My team won the championship. We went undefeated. Matter of fact, we was dominating so much, they put an all-star team against us for the championship game. So it was me and then some dudes, just a crew of dudes from Delray. We played against, I think on the team it was OC, Michael Horton, and some other folks. They put all together to play against us in the championship game. We got them out of there. You know what I'm saying? So we won a championship. I got the MVP. You know what I'm saying? So Coach Harris was like, damn, this dude, at the time I was 6'5". So he's like, damn, this dude 6'5", can play every position, whatever the case may be. And he said, man, I got plans for you. He said, you remind me of a dude I coached out in Texas. Man, he was about your height. And I played him 4 different positions. He's like, that's what I envisioned you doing. And then the rest was history.
Right.
But back to Red Jenkins, I'm going to fast forward a little bit to my senior season. So now senior year coming, I'm the best player in Northern Virginia, hands down. I'm Northern Virginia Player of the Year, District Player of the Year, Region Player of the Year, led the state in scoring. First team All-Met, should have been All-Met Player of the Year, but they gave it to Vic. We argue about that. We've been arguing about that for years. That's my shout out to Vic, man. Keep your head up, bro. But I didn't have any of those individual goals. You know what I mean? The only individual goal that I had my senior year of high school basketball was to play in the main game of the Capital Classic. That was my only dream, and that was my only goal. Because I had went as a 9th grader, 10th grader. Some coaches took a bunch of kids to see the games. I think that was the Kurt Smith game, the first time I ever went there. And then we went the next year. I think that was Moochie against kid. So I've been going to the games. So going to the games and just seeing that event and feeling that vibe, I always dreamed about like one day I wish I could play in this game. So now senior year coming, I feel like I'm the best player in the entire area. DC, Maryland, Virginia. It don't matter.
Did you feel or did you know that you was the best player?
Okay. I knew I was the best player in the area. 100%. 100%. So I was like, it's a shoe in. It's guaranteed that I got a spot on the Capital Classic team, right? And the season comes, it's time to select the Capital Classic team. old dog Coach McLeese is the coach of the Capital squad. They announced the team. My name is nowhere to be found. Right? So I'm thinking, well, everybody thinking it's some type of error. You know what I'm saying? So we get on the phone, we call Coach McLeese. Coach McLeese was like, bro, yeah. He's like, I expected you to be on here too, because we had plans for you. You know what I'm saying? My offense, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So we was like, what the fuck happened? So that's when we were made aware that during that time, Red Jenkins selects the player out of Virginia to play in the Capital Classic. He selects it independently. So whoever he say going in the Capital Classic from Virginia, that's who goes. All right.
Who did he choose?
So he chose Randy Dotson from Herndon High School. Now Randy Dotson had a hell of a high school career, but by the time he became a junior and a senior, he kind of dipped because everybody caught him and passed him. But he was a 4-year starter, had a great career, but he wasn't him anymore by the time he was a senior. Like,
did he go to school anywhere? Did he go to school anywhere? Did he go to college?
Yeah, he did. I don't remember where he went, but he did. But you know, he wasn't even the second best. He wasn't even top 5. You know what I mean? So but the second best senior after me was a kid out of Hayfield named Ronell Felton. Ronell Felton was a bad motherfucker. Rest in peace, Ronell,
Rest
man.
in peace.
Yes,
Rest
sir.
in peace.
Ronell Felton was a bad motherfucker. He was the second leading scorer in Northern Virginia. You know what I'm saying? Behind me. And their school, Hayfield, was the second ranked team in Northern Virginia behind us. You know what I mean? And we played in the same district. So this is what I'm thinking. Red Jenkins couldn't justify putting Ronell Felton in the game because we swept them. We play in the same district. We beat them 3 times that year. We got them out of there. You know what I'm saying? So people gonna be like, how Ronell make it over Coby when 1, they beat them 3 times. 2, Coby was the district player of the year, and they went undefeated in the district. And he was Northern Region player of the year. All this good stuff. So Randy Dotson came out of nowhere. And then to make it even worse, Randy Dotson go in the fucking game and did not fucking score.
Hold on, Coby. Let's draw context to what you're saying for the viewers and listeners. Now, give the viewers and listeners your stats. What did you average your senior year, bro?
Well, it depends what publication you look at, but if you look at the Washington Post at the end of the year, it was 29.7 points a game, 12.5 rebounds, 4 assists and 4 steals.
I rest my case.
Yeah, the Northern Region Journal had me at like 31.1.
Yeah, they did. I saw that too.
Yeah. So it depends what publication you look at.
And you was leading the area in scoring, wasn't you? Because I think you.
No. I led Virginia in scoring, but I was second in the area behind Victor Page.
Vic, okay.
By like 0.7 or 1, something like that. It was close. But
and you were second in terms of all Met, right? All Met Player of the Year.
Yep.
And you didn't make the Capital Classic All-Star team. Let's marinate on that for a second, right?
Yeah.
Let's marinate on that.
Why did Virginia only have? Why do y'all only get 2 fucking players anyway? Like, I don't understand.
Well, that year we only got 1 player. The year before,
right? Like, why? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand. Like, so you telling me the rest of the team?
Let's talk about it, Cuzzo.
How many people was on the roster? 15?
Somewhere like, I would say 13. 12, 13 players.
13,
So
this is 1994.
I'll say this. Virginia was always disrespected, bro. Like, we was considered soft, or we didn't have no ball players, so they always favored the ball players from the district and from Maryland. They looked at us like, you know what I mean, like we wasn't worthy, like we wasn't as good as some of those players across the bridge. That's why I played with a chip on my shoulder. That's why old dog, everybody you talk to from around your way or from out the district, they'll tell you I cooked their fucking ass because I played with a chip on my shoulder because I was representing Virginia. You know what I'm saying? Letting you know we got ballers, we ain't soft, we tough, whatever the case may be. That's what I was so mad about.
For sure. That's the stigma. It's like that. It's like that at Moe County. It's guys like that dude right there. It's guys like that dude right there. That dude right there. Mumbo sauce and salt and pepper ketchup. It's guys like that right there. Salt and pepper ketchup. Salt and pepper it's the salt and pepper ketchup crew. Mumbo sauce crew.
No bull.
Go ahead.
And it was crazy because you put somebody in the Capital Classic game from Virginia and they don't score. All that's doing is making what they thought making them think that they was right. You know what I'm saying? If I had got in that game, I was going to tear that motherfucker out. I'm telling you now.
It was personal. Because it was not only did you want to represent, but it was personal, right?
It was personal. It was personal. It was personal for sure.
Right. So you played
So I played in preliminary game. I scored 30-something. Got MVP. We won. I had 25 or 26 at halftime. I could have went for 40, 50. Easy. I could have. I took my foot off the gas pedal because I had some teammates whining and crying, talking about I was shooting all the fucking balls and they was trying to get because you had all the college coaches and shit there. You know what I'm saying? And I hope my bro was watching right now. We had him on the show 2 weeks ago. Big Dink. Big Dink he was my teammate and he was the ringleader, whining about the shots I was taking.
And he shouldn't have been in the preliminary game either.
He shouldn't have been in the game either.
I'm about to say, how was he in the preliminary game? Damn.
Exactly. Well, his teammate made the main game. So they put Matt Brown in the main game and had Big Dink in the preliminary game. Which was crazy.
I don't know who that is, but to each his own.
Yeah,
Matt was nice.
Yeah.
Matt was nice, but Dick was the man in Potomac.
No, I agree, Pommy. I agree.
Right.
We scrimmaged that Bama, so I know. We scrimmaged him when he was in 9th grade. He gave our centers work.
Yeah.
I mean, everything that they can handle and more. And I knew he was going to be special. Now the rest of that team was trash, but no, he was a problem in 9th grade. So
So look, I played in that game, scored a lot of buckets, got MVP, we won. And I remember after the game, so now I think Red Jenkins feeling a little stupid because everybody looking at him like, how the fuck is he in the preliminary game and not the main game? And then what was even more frustrating is all my teammates from my AAU squad was in the main game. That was basically my AAU team playing in the main game. An AAU team which I was the leading scorer of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For 2 summers straight. And they looking at me. I remember warming up. They was like, damn, they shaking their head like, damn, Coby in the preliminary game. That's fucked up. Yeah. But after the game, Red Jenkins walk up to me and he tell me straight up that he didn't select me for the game. He talking about, I didn't know you was this good. Look, this is excuse.
You didn't know he was that good, but you tried to recruit him.
Yeah, I didn't know you was this good. I'm sorry. He said, but look, we beat them in the first round of the regional playoffs. Look, I scored 21 points and didn't even play in the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? And we got them out of there, beat them by like 20. He talking about, yeah, when you played against us, you really didn't do much. Maybe it's because Corey Gaskins, he was bottling you up because he's quick on his feet. I'm like, man, there's nobody fucking stopping me from getting buckets. I had 21 in 3 quarters, and we beat the shit out y'all. Got y'all about the regionals. So that was his excuses. Yeah. Then he goes, if you need any help, far as schools, I got contacts, this school, that school, this school. Nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Let me ask you this, Coby. Have you bumped into Pernell Oliver after grad? You know what I'm saying? Like, recently after graduation or any functions at Dayton or what have you, or like alumni activities or anything like that? And if so, did you ever have a conversation with him in terms of why?
No, I haven't. I haven't bumped into him, and I haven't had a chance to have a conversation with him at all. So, since my last day at Dayton, after I graduated, I didn't see him again. But this is a funny story. So after I left Dayton the first time, and I went over to play ball or whatever the case may be. And then 9/11 happened, so they kind of suspended overseas travel and all that stuff. I still needed 2 classes to graduate from Dayton, so I went back to finish up my classes so I can get my degree. So all my teammates come to. I get back on campus. I'm settling in, and getting ready to knock these classes out, graduate, and get back up out of there. All my teammates, they was happy that I was back because, they're my brothers. You know what I'm saying? They're my brothers, and for those guys are still there, by default, I don't, even though I never tried to be a leader or their leader, they kind of followed me. You know what I'm saying? I was there. I led that little group of guys. So they come to me, man, was like, man, we glad you back, man. Our man back, whatever the case may be. They said, wow, we just have a big meeting. Coach Purnell called a big meeting and said, all right, gentlemen, we got a distraction coming back on campus. Coby Turner.
He just warmed it up, man.
Hey, bro.
I got a full court press on you, champ.
Hey, bro, like what the fuck, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not bothering nobody. I do, like I say, I do my own thing. I travel alone. I moved around, man. I was different from everybody else out there. I had my own little way to move out there.
I'm not understanding.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not bothering nobody. You know what I'm saying? So how would you gonna call a big meeting for the team to warn them that I'm back on campus? Like, I'm gonna do something to jeopardize my brothers from being successful on the basketball court or in the classroom? Come on, man. That's bullshit. Even I used to give reports. I used to give reports. So my man, he was like a 3-man / power forward. After the season, we had them exit interviews, whatever, how the season went and what your expectations is for the following season. So he tells him, all these guys come back and report to me. You know what I mean? I don't ask them, no, they come back and report to me. Tell me everything. Then he goes, yeah, man, I had my exit interview with end of the season interview with Purnell today. He was like, yeah, man, you got he said, I want you to take that next leap, work hard, take that next leap for next season. He said, because he said, you want to be, he said, because you don't want to, what you want to be like, Coby Turner or James Posey? Like, kind of just shitting on me, like.
I mean, James
and he was
Posey
like, damn. He was like, damn. But look, you know what's crazy about it? Other coaches in Atlantic 10 view me as an NBA caliber player or NBA talent. So, and I remember there was a coach that he made a statement in paper that this kid he's going to go play in the NBA. He got the body, he got the skill set, all that stuff, right? And then my man, Rasul Butler, rest in peace, Rasul.
Absolutely.
Rasul played at LaSalle. Rasul was my man. Matter of fact, he was my teammate, Tony Stanley's cousin. You know what I'm saying? Because Tony Stanley originally from Philly. You know what I mean? So when LaSalle came to Dayton to play, they always stayed the night and they'll leave the next day. Rasul would come to, because me and Tony was roommates, he'd come to our apartment or our house, whatever we stayed in during that year, and come kick it with us. And Rasul was telling me, like, his coach was like talking to him and his other teammate was like, man, y'all got to be on your A game today, man, because this dude Coby Turner, he's an NBA caliber player, and if you don't come ready to play, he gonna bust y'all ass, like. And so that's, and then Rasul was like, he was watching film, he's like, oh yeah, this dude can go or whatever. So this was the view from other star players and other coaches from other teams in the conference, but it was just the way the way they handled me at Dayton. I never could show my full capabilities or my talent, which is unfortunate because a lot of the Dayton faithful, the fans, even though they love me, I was one of the favorite players, and they salute me for the career I had there, but they have no idea. All they saw was 40, at best 50% of my game. They have no idea what what could have been.
Yeah. What you had, pull me? I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say earlier we was talking about did he have a daughter? Now I want to know, man. Did you ever meet this man's wife, man? You know what I'm saying?
No.
like you, it's something you ain't telling us, Cole.
No. Look.
Was his wife washing your clothes and making you lasagna, man? In some Tupperware.
Look, bro. Look, bro. I'm not a dirt bag like that. You know what I'm saying? Look, his no, I've known his family for a long time. His wife, he had 2 young daughters. They was like they were great. They were
Right.
like they were. I mean,
Good question,
his wife was awesome. He had 2 lovely young ladies, or whatever the case may be. Nah, man, it was always all love. Like I was like very respectful.
But this gentleman, was he white or black?
Black. Oh, yeah. C, good question. So let me ask.
That's what I said. It's a good question, C.
Let me answer C question. Did you get invited to Portsmouth Invitation? So Purnell is connected to this too, right? So I got my agent, right? So my agent is on the phone with the Portsmouth Invitational people, trying to get me in, get me ready for these pre-draft camps and stuff like that, right?
Right.
So it was only a select few that was automatically in the Portsmouth joint, you know, because of who they were, what school they came from, what kind of season they had. So they was in. But then the vast majority of the people at the Portsmouth Invitational was people that was recommended by their college coach or like a well-known agent.
Or Marty Blake. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So my agent tells me, he gets off the phone with the tournament director and he says, have your coach call him to as a recommendation for you to be in a tournament, and you in. Just like that. All I needed was Coach Purnell to stamp me, and I'm in there. Now, at this time, Coach Purnell had some pull because he was the president of the Black Coaches Association, and he was an assistant coach for Team USA for the Olympics. So he had some pull. He knew some people in high places. Like his word traveled. It had impact. So, you know, based off what my agent told me, I go to the coach's office at Dayton, go to Coach Purnell's office. I said, hey, Coach, can you call the Portsmouth Invitational Tournament and, you know, recommend me to be in that camp, in that pre-draft camp, because my agent said that's all I need to get in. He tells me, "Oh no, my hands are tied."
Yeah, Cole. This is
I mean, you such a person that's an outgoing and an outspoken person. This man was treating you like this.
Yeah, Cole. This
sophomore year. I know you want, and also my Uncle Carl. I know Unc spoke to that man and had conversations and words with that man. I don't understand what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, why the fuck,
Cole.
You know, like, Coby, you had to be like, it had to be something else that kept you there, bro. You must have really loved Dayton and loved the school. Because if you miserable like that,
it's nowhere in the world I stood there that
Yeah, you miserable, man. And like that, when you miserable, I don't care how much it is. I don't care I don't care how good of a player you are. When you miserable showing up, we just talked about it.
Yeah.
We literally just talked about it. Boom talked about it. I talked about it. When you enjoy coming to work or you enjoy going to practice, why you think you come so good right now?
Yeah.
Basketball men's program, Hurley. Got them boys going crazy. It's because they enjoy a part of they enjoy going to work.
And they keep the main thing.
It's no, and then you can't, and then when you got somebody with a personal vendetta against you, like that's just that shit is personal. And trust me, I'm not gonna talk about my situation. It's crazy, Greg Butler, Pumi. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy that that type of situation, you know, like how we sort of similar, but man, when you got something like that going on, Cole, man, you was supposed to, man, I would have, if I was Uncle Carl, I'm like, Slim, you ain't got a choice. We gone.
Yeah,
because
so
it wouldn't have took you, it wouldn't have took you, so what if you sit out a year?
Yeah, right.
Because you got 2 to cook anyway. So if you transfer after you know what I'm saying, your freshman year, sophomore year, you sit out, shit.
I wish you did, bro.
And you only need 35 games. You 6'6", you handling the ball. You 6'6" back in 1998, 99, whatever it was, 2001, 02. You handling the ball. You can shoot the 3. Bro, it's no way possible. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you had a beautiful professional career already. But what I'm saying is it would only took you 30-some games. You wouldn't have needed no fucking 2 years anyway. You know what I'm saying? Shit. So my thing is, well, I'm like, I know hindsight 2020, but if I'm Uncle Carl, I'm like, man, fuck that.
Yeah, what did your dad say to him? Did your dad ever say? I mean, what was his thinking?
Yeah, so the first piece of it, to just to answer O-Dog. So at that time, you know, through my time at Dayton, I really wasn't an outspoken person there. Like I was quiet, you know,
That's
man,
true.
and I
You always been,
and I just took it. You know, as I got older, you know what I mean, and got used to like I said, I always had that tennis mentality, just be coachable. Right. Don't say nothing, just follow directions. But when I got my basketball mentality, it was after I left Dayton.
After you left.
If I had the personality that I have now back then, oh yeah, it would have been
crazy.
Yes,
you would have been on ESPN.
Yeah. So
I think C said it, or BJ said it. I mean G said it. Latrell Sprewell.
Yeah.
Like G said, Latrell Sprewell. You hear me?
Yeah.
And we would have jumped him. If I would have known when me and Pumi came to see you play at G-Dub, that's why I was like, damn, you had 17, 15, whatever. But I was like, damn, like, he sort of chilling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I would have known all that was going on, me and Pumi would have caught him out by the bus.
Yeah.
Pumi.
Yeah, so you know, my father was coaching at TC at the time, so he didn't get to a lot of games, especially at Dayton. But he did get, you know, we travel on the East Coast, and we got a weekend game. He would come, and he couldn't get close enough to Purnell where he could have like a man-to-man, like, hey, what up? But it was some words exchanged from a distance, whatever. And I don't know if y'all saw the comment earlier from Cuzzo Aubrey. Aubrey was like he wanted to put hands on him.
Hey, we should have. If I would have known all that was going on, I'm thinking it's just he ain't fucking with Cuz, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But if I known all that type of shit was going on, me and Poom definitely would have. Man, me and Poom, we definitely would have got him by the bus when y'all at that GW game.
So let me ask you this, Coby, before we put a bow on this tonight. If you was to see Pernell Oliver, right, what would you say to him? What would you ask him? Or you just wouldn't say anything at all? What because this is, you know, I mean, this is look at, we all reflect, right? We all reflect back in time. I mean, you like I said, you was a special basketball player. And I know you had to reflect on those 4 years at Dayton in terms of what woulda, coulda, shoulda. Or could I've transferred, or should I've signed with, or should I played with Jim Calhoun? Would you say, or would you say anything at all to Oliver Purnell?
Man, that's a good question, man. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? That's one of those things where you kind of, you know, you cross that bridge when you get there. But if I had an opportunity where we had, you know, where we were face to face and, you know, we had time to rap, I'll be like, look, bro, like, you know, this years and years later, man, you know, you might as well, we can have this real rap. You know, I'm grown, man. You know what I mean? You grown, we passed it. Man, tell the truth. What was the issue? I just want to know what the issue is. What was the personal problem, or what was the issue that you had against me? And you know, I wouldn't. And the only reason and what confirms it is this is what all my teammates think too. They think he had a personal issue against me. They bring it up every year. You know what I mean?
I don't even know the guy. I knew it.
So it'd be different if I'd be like, if I'm the only person that thought that. This everybody on that played with me. Like the shit is crazy. It's baffling because like I said, I'm a coachable kid. I did everything you asked. You know what I mean? I'm not the type of person to push back or talk back. None of that shit. I just did what I was supposed to do.
So look at this from Sandra Jones. The day Purnell came to my mom's house, I told my sister it was something about that man. I didn't like him. I guess his first impression.
Yeah, and you know what, Purnell that got me there? It was Coach Strickland, who played at the Mather back in the day, and he competed against my father and my uncle Daryl. And then it was Coach Smith, who's from Alexandria, Coach Frank Smith, who was a family friend, my cousin Chucky's best friend, and he was just like we knew him, so we felt like I would be good there. I'd be well taken care of because it was like the home team. You know what I'm saying?
I get that, Coby, but here's the thing, though. Normally, when you have assistant coaches, your assistant coaches check, you know what I'm saying, have the temperature check of the coach. So, I mean, nothing was relayed to you from Mr. Strickland and the other assistant coach.
That's what I was gonna say. That's a great question, Fredo. That's a great question, Fredo.
Purnell ran that shit like a dictatorship, in my opinion. Just looking at it, like they didn't question him. They didn't say, you know what I mean?
No,
they just did their jobs. And I think that was the reason Coach Strickland left Dayton.
There you go.
That's what you. And I would have thought you would have transferred at that point. When he left, that told you everything that you would need to do to leave.
Right. And I would have, and then I would have been, sometimes when you got a kid, and that's why people say, well, oh, can you coach? Why don't you coach? You know, why don't you get into coaching? Because this would be my issue and my problem. I go into these parents' home, I go into these kids' home, I make a promise to that parent. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to help your son, you know what I'm saying, reach his goals, dreams, aspirations. I'm gonna be upfront and honest with him, and I'm gonna try to do whatever I can to hold him accountable. Well, if I'm gonna hold him accountable, that means I gotta hold my coach, my fellow coaching staff accountable too. Nice. Now, like if Coby's not going to class, if he's missing workouts, he's missing stuff, and he's not hooping and balling, then we have it when we could say, hey, this is the reason why your son's not playing, right? I tell that, I when I work with young kids, the kids, and I said, well, why isn't your son playing? Why is, they said, well, oh, he ain't playing. The coach just don't like him, such and such and such. But then I find out from the coach tell me, hey, Omar, what's going on? The young man said he was working out with you, training with you. I'm like, what the fuck you mean? When was he training with me? He ain't training with me. Or he's not doing what he's supposed to do. He's missing homework assignments. That's just like when I used to, my mom on here right now. If she was to call in, my mom used to say, don't embarrass me. When I would tell my mom, I did my homework assignments. I did that in time. Now when she show up, she's saying, yeah, my son did it. And then when they opened up the books, I ain't did no assignment.
Facts.
So that's why she went in when I would get home, I get my ass whooped.
Yeah.
Don't set me up. So my point is, as a coach, that's why I can't go in there and coach, because if I go in there with Kobe Turner and he ain't playing him right, it don't matter. See, I'm gonna fall on my sword regardless. That's just the way I am. And sometimes people be like, Omar, my brother tell me that all the time. He said, Omar, you too damn nice. He said that all the time. You know what I'm saying? He said, Omar, you too damn nice. And he said, oh, sometimes you could be loyal to a fault. But that's just how I was raised. That's just how I'd rather say, you know what, Kobe? Get out of here now. He ain't fucking. I don't give a fuck if you make 20 shots in a row. Yeah. He ain't fucking with you. No matter what you do. Because I went in there. Shout out to my beautiful auntie, right? Mom. I went in there and talked to your mother, Cole. I went in there and talked to your dad, and I made a promise to them. That's the problem. The people don't understand and respect the values and stuff of your word. That's all you have when you're gone. You can't take the money with you. You can't take the houses, the car, none of that shit. But goddamn it, just like you saying on here right now, the people that meant something to you and their word, what did you say? God rest in peace, such and said this to me. That's gonna go for history and stories after stories after stories. So if I'm your coach and I recruited you and I go in there with Fredo and I say, so I want your son, whatever, and he's not playing you right, then I gotta say, okay, what's more important? I stack this bread, so we gonna be good. I'm gonna rely on myself to go get another job, but what I'm not gonna do is fuck over this kid because this coach got a personal issue against him.
Absolutely.
And that is the fucking problem. That is the problem. And what's wrong with sports with these youngins? It happens because they telling these kids that they're better than what they are, and you're not. You're not good. You're not a 5-star. You know what I'm saying? But the reverse to that is this kid is good. He can boogie. And that's why and I'm glad that's one of the good things that they do have about the transfer portal now, So the Coby Turners don't end up in those type of situations. So that's what I'll say. My bad. Go ahead.
No, you good, bro. I'll just piggyback. He's basically just said, I fault Frank for not forcing you to leave. Although I tried to get you to leave, Frank Word, I think he would have pushed you. He knew you weren't being treated right.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But Frank but God rest in peace of Frank. You say he passed, right?
No, Frank didn't pass.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Well, Frank got to step up and call Coby mom and Coby dad, say, get him out of here. Yeah, get him out of here. I know even because he can do it too. He can keep his job. He can be on some, hey, listen, I ain't supposed to be making this call, but damn it, I gave y'all my word. Hey, listen, we don't need to do no whole bunch of talking. Get him out of here. Now.
This whole situation.
I will say this. When I was in East Carolina, I had there was one black coach. He played tight end in the league for 9 years. Coach Scott, Willie Scott, right? And when I was going through my shit, I used to go talk to Coach Scott. Coach Scott said, man, he gave me a listen. All these people don't fuck with you because the head coach loves you. And so every time the head coach is not around, they're going to make your life miserable. He said, they ain't going to do it around me because I fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? But it was a real conversation because my head coach used to go on missions. He was like, so he'll go for the whole summer. He'd be gone to the Philippines. And that's when they just start fuck with me. I'd be like, man, that's what got me out. That's why one of the reasons I left East Carolina. I was like, man, it ain't no way that motherfucker didn't know about this shit. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, I'm halfway, but it was that black coach, that Willie Scott, that was like, man, hey,
you gotta go.
They don't fuck with you, and
you gotta go.
Yeah.
Every time he's not around, it's gonna get worse and worse.
You gotta go.
What would Coby now tell the younger Coby at Dayton University?
Abort, bro. Get the fuck out of there, man. This situation not for you. You know what I'm saying? Go somewhere else where you value, where you can shine.
Yeah, because it's not even about NBA dreams or aspirations. I mean, fuck all that. All little young got that. But when you work hard on your skill set, and I know how you was working in the summer, and you stay. I remember I was like, damn, he ain't coming home for summer because that's when we used to kick. You like, nah, cuzzo, I'm staying up here. I'm staying in Ohio summer school. I'm working out. And then for them not to, you know what I'm saying? Like that, now you fucking with how I'm working on my skill set and you messing with my mental. If you wasn't such a strong person to think about it, the other side of that, man, that shit can fuck somebody up, man.
Yeah, I was telling Fredo, we had a segment about a year ago about mental health.
Mental health,
I didn't give an example of a time where I had some mental health issues, and I wasn't thinking about it. And I was like, damn, Fredo, I should have told the situation when I was at Dayton, because my sophomore year, I was going through it, bro.
I know.
My sophomore year, so yeah, I never got to tell that story, but. Also, before I went to Dayton, there was two respected coaches, two legends from the D.C. area who told me and my father, face to face, do not go to Dayton and fuck with Purnell. They told me this before I even went there. And the word that they both used, And they wasn't together. This at two separate times, maybe a few weeks apart. The words that they both used, was Uncle Tom. That's what they referred to Purnell as. But of course, I was like, nah, man, nah. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna get busy. Nah, they don't know what they talking about. But those two legendary coaches was Will Jones, God rest in peace,
UDC,
and the legendary John Thompson.
Yep, I remember you told me that. Damn, that's it, man.
That's it. John Thompson told you that?
Yep, I would. Yeah.
Podcast over. Go on, take us out. What you got to say, Coby? Hey, John Thompson told you that, and you still
told you that, man.
John Thompson and Will Jones, and Will Jones coach.
Hold up. Now I'm taking over the show. Listen, I want you to drive right now to the Woodrow Wilson Bridge. I want you to park your truck in the middle lane. You hear me? I want you to walk over to the medium. Don't jump off the side that you're on. I want you to try to make it from one side of the bridge to the other side.
Before you jump, make sure you put your hands in your pockets too.
Yeah, put your hands in your pocket. Feel yourself.
Yeah, boy. Man. Oh, damn, you had the legend
John Thompson?
Yeah.
John Thompson?
That's Pops. That's Pops.
Man,
yeah, that's the Godfather.
Man,
that's the
Godfather
of it all.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, Fredo. Look,
then you know,
he made me want to do this, Fredo. Man, make me take a shot, man.
And then consider the fact that you know, Coach Will Jones, he and Purnell coached together at the University of Maryland under Lefty Giselle when Lynn Bias was there and all that stuff.
Come off the Woodrow Wilson Bridge. You hear me? And if you don't, if you make it, come back and go and come back, run up the running trail and do it again.
Look, man. Yeah, man. Like I said, bro, I'm glad we got through part 2 of this interview, man, because like I said, it needed to be heard, bro. It definitely did, and I know it was more therapeutic for you in terms of getting this off your chest as well, man. Let me ask you this, bro. What advice do you have any to like I said to the young folks out there, especially that was in your situation, man, highly touted basketball player that worked hard on his craft or what have you, but signed to a wrong school, coach just misused you for whatever personal vendetta that he had or what have you. What would you say to that person?
Well, I think that person has it easier today because they have the transfer portal. So go ahead, jump in that portal and go somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like evaluate your situation. Like be fair, be honest with yourself. Don't jump in there because you're not playing because you're not ready yet. Go in there because you're being mistreated and not being valued. And then, if that's the reason why you jumping in the portal, not because you can't put in the work and handle the competition, you know what I mean? But do it because you really know in your heart and factually that you being treated misfairly and not being valued and not being able to showcase your talents. Jump in that transfer portal and go somewhere where you can do that at.
Facts, bro. That's what's up. Well said, man. Well said. Duly noted, man. Well, look, man, we definitely say, man, we appreciate this, man, because this was something that I was anticipating. As we just had to figure out how to make it happen. I'm glad we were able to make it happen tonight so we can get the second part of this story, bro. We got nothing but mad love, honor, and respect for you or what have you. Any lasting thoughts, guys, before we get up out of here tonight?
Nah, you just never know. I would just say you never know, what somebody's going through. You know what I'm saying? You could be thinking like, damn, he playing off or, man, it's the system or this or that. You just never know, you know what I'm saying, what somebody's going through. So with that being said, check on your peoples, man. Yeah. Check on how you doing. Is everything okay at the school? Okay, you're not getting your time, but what's going on at the time? You know what I'm saying? And You know, how you getting along with your coaches, you know, classes, this and that. So just check. I would just say check on your people.
Yeah.
Check on your people.
And I would add to that is don't let situations like that break you down mentally, because what I went through my 4 years at Dayton affected me when I went and played professionally overseas. That's why I didn't have the perseverance and the patience to go ahead and wait it out until I got to where I needed to go over there, because all of the bullshit I went through at Dayton, I wasn't trying to go through the bullshit over there. You know what I'm saying? So
because you was internalizing everything that transpired in terms of those 4 years.
Yeah, I was super impatient, and to Omar's point earlier in the show, you know what I'm saying, now I had a different personality. I was outspoken, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, coach sit me on the bench for 2 seconds. Oh, he gonna hear about it. I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm not coming out the fucking game. Fuck that.
Right.
Yeah. Well, look, man, we look here. Definitely great show tonight, fellas, man. Great part 2, Coby, man. We definitely appreciate this. In terms of the viewers and listeners out there, man, we appreciate you vibing with us tonight. We know we went longer than normal, but guess what, man? You know what? Sometimes this is what we do, or what have you. Other than that, you can watch this podcast on, you can listen to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your podcast. We appreciate you once again. Good night, and we'll see you next week.
Salute.
No Cap Sports Show, where sports and combos collide.